love you. Hello. Hello. I'm here with Terry from Hasbro Dream here on the Liscomb River. Great park job. Terry, when you get down there, I'm going to try and run across and get you coming up. Terry, don't move. Oh, God. Wouldn't have been on the back for that. Nope. Shit myself.
Part of the appeal.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the go and this is the stop.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, it's making a little fire.
It'll make a little fire in here.
I could use a snack.
Yeah.
And why the hell not?
The graceful Terry dismounts.
Does it feel fine for power now? Like when you were
It does
driving?
now, yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of like went like this.
And chugged a bit?
Yeah.
And then started moving just fine, yeah. So there's no current code because it would come up here.
Okay.
So that light will probably go out after a few minutes.
Okay.
If it doesn't go out, then if it's still working fine,
Yeah, we'll
keep
check
her
it.
going. Yeah.
I'm sure nature will take it off your hands. Good luck in your endeavors down there.
Did you get that? It wasn't open, but it was
There you go.
That scary moment where you don't know if he's got control of her or not.
Yes, this is a toilet seat that you're about to see pop up on your screen right about now.
What did Mike say?
Mike said, your fat butt that won the ride. This is my cool Rotex thingamabobber gas jug. Bouncing around with a lot of weight. Apparently it wasn't your fat bottom, even though you're a fat bottom girl.
Fat bottom girls make the world go around.
I'm a terrible dancer.
No, you're not. You're the best dancer ever. Where are we going today? It's a beautiful day here on Glen Road.
It is a gorgeous day.
Terry just hit puberty.
It feels like -6, I think, today. And there's a light snow in the air.
Yeah.
We got a little dusting overnight. But the Snarler, aka Little Nasty, is all gassed up.
Going for a rip, are you, bud?
We're going with Mike MacGrath from Mike MacGrath Automotive Care. If you guys are in the Antigonish area or even in Nova Scotia and you need some mechanical work done on any of your vehicles, whether it's a truck, car, SUV, van, I don't know if he does motorbikes or not, but I know he does side-by-sides and four-wheelers. Mike MacGrath Automotive Care is the place to go. His number's up on the screen and his address is on the screen. He's absolutely incredible. Not only is he a really good practitioner of mechanics, but he's also a really good human being, and he will do everything he can to help you out. So if you're, like I said, if you're in the Antigonish area or you're even remotely close to it, he's definitely worth the drive.
Can you have a moment for your belly? What's
Listen,
in there right now?
I got a kniff, I got a pack of gum, and I got my wallet, and I got my phone.
You look like you're pointy pregnant.
Pointy pregnant.
I was like, I don't know what you're carrying.
Pointy pregnant.
Is there a kangaroo in your pouch?
Are you having a baby? No, I'm just pointy pregnant.
Sorry, we're going with Mike.
Yeah, we're going with...
I think Mike sponsored this video.
Listen,
He
Mike
really-
MacGrath was nice enough to have his business sponsor, I think, my last video, but I was an idiot and forgot to put it on the video, and YouTube is silly, so I can't change the video once it's posted. So we're going to say that he's sponsoring this one, so I hope that's okay with you, Mike.
I think he's also sponsoring it though too.
What?
Like legit.
Oh.
Like he did the last one and this one
So
because of all the help.
He did sponsor the last one, even though I was an idiot and forgot to put it. But he also sponsored this one. For the last week or so, he's let me take Little Nasty in. So like, okay, so let's finish one thought first. For the last video, we had to put a new radiator and fan in Little Nasty, and we had taken it all apart. Stacy's dad, Ken, who we know from the channel, was nice enough to help me take it all apart, and then we had to wait for the parts to come from China, so we had to bring Little Nasty back in pieces. And then I was an idiot, didn't know how to put it back together, so Mike was nice enough to let us bring it to his garage, and him and his worker put it back together. And then there was a few other things that had to be done because I didn't bring them when I brought it last time. So this back rack had a split in it, so Mike was nice enough to weld it up and primed it for me, painted it. Then we put this on, and we did a lot of wiring. We put the light bar back on. We rewired the
Underglow?
underglow lights, because again, I was an idiot, and one of them was dragging out of the back of the Jeep. It was hitting the pavement, so we did some finagling there. They also greased everything for me and all that stuff, so we're good that way. I forget what else we did. We did a bunch of stuff. Oh, the skid plates. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you get right in there, you can see the clear plexiglass. It's actually not plexiglass, it's Lexan, I think is what it's called.
The little clear bottom there.
Yeah, so you probably saw in other videos, but Segway comes with this shitty little, terrible, thin, really brittle plastic for their skid plates, but we replaced it with 1/4-inch Lexan, which is going to be way better, until we can afford to maybe put aluminum or something on there from Life Outdoors. But it's like L1 FE.
Yeah.
Outdoors.
But Life Outdoors, not Outdoor Life.
In Ontario. They have a really good set, but if you come along here, you can get a shot in there, and then down in here.
I can't, you can kind of see, just because it's different.
Yeah.
And that little lip.
I can point to it. This thing here. So Mike was great. He let me, and I got a quick video of it, so I may put that in here too. So for this one, Mike was helping me make some U-bolts. The U-bolts that we had for the snowplow mount was not, they were bent and they were not usable. So we decided to make our own. So you can see here, there's one U-bolt that's still good that we're using for reference. And we got some 3/8 threaded rod, and Mike was nice enough to turn into a bit of a U-bolt for me here. We used some heat to bend it. We just put it in the vise, put some heat to it, and bent it down. That gives it a little bit more heat to make sure that it's good. Making the second bend, and he actually made two for me, but you'll see a little bit of the process. We're in Mike's shop and he's bending a U-bolt for me, and then once that's done, he's got that nut on so that it's already on there and it's easy for making the threads fit afterwards. Here he is, just cooling it down. There's the little nasty up on the hoist. I was working on the snowplow mount. And here he is. He's going to get it set up for me to cut off. Now he's just getting the threads all done, filing it off, making it nice and smooth. And here is the snowplow mount itself. As you can see, there's two little spots for it to go up inside and two little holes where the pins go through. Here you can see where the U-bolts would come down over the frame and out through those holes where you put the nuts on. This is just what happens when you miscalculate the hole, and you gotta make the hole a little bigger in the skid plate for the U-bolt to go through. This is the finished product. You can see the skid plates that I've fabricated and put on, and then you can see the actual snowplow mount itself as well. So here I'm just showing you what I'm about to do. You cut off the excess, and then basically that will hopefully avoid what happened to the other U-bolts from happening to these ones. Basically they get bumped on the terrain and bend, and then they're essentially useless. So hopefully this will help. This is one of the little hoists that Mike has in his garage, and it's absolutely fantastic for working on four-wheelers and different things like that. But it was excellent and definitely saved my back, so thank you, Mike. The other thing is, it was much more warm in here than it would have been either outside or in our barn, so I really appreciate him letting me use his garage and tools. So here's a little bonus piece of behind the scenes. This is actually the speed sensor off the Segway Snarler. As you can see deep inside there, the wires were not in good shape. This is actually where the speed sensor senses the speed, but the wires were unable to solder because we couldn't get deep inside there. You actually can't see it here because I've already cleaned it off before recording, but this was filled with dirt and metal debris, but we cleaned that off. We just weren't able to put it in because the wires broke off so close to the sensor. This is where the speed sensor is located, on the front differential, or close to the front differential. You have to remove this plastic guard, scooch up through, and there's a wire that attaches to it, but it just threads inside this hole, and try not to drop it when it comes out, and try not to break the wires when you twist it out. Here's some extra footage of me trying to be helpful, aka probably causing more work for poor Mike, but this is his Snarler, and he bought some new stuff for it, one of which is a new control arm that you can see here is quite broken from somebody else borrowing it, and this is just comparing the new one versus the one that was bent, and there's quite a difference. So he wanted to put a new one on. So here's the new one. This is the ball joint. It swings around. You got to stick that up through here, and you can see that it's pretty much in place there. And then we replaced the axle boot up here, the upper axle boot. That's a brand new axle boot on there. And then we double checked the fittings to make sure that they're still good for the grease fittings. We switched one to an angle, like a 90-degree right angle, just to make it more easily accessible. So I'm sure you can tell that he's missing a skid plate here covering the front bumper winch area. Winch. And he bought a brand new one from Life Outdoors in Ontario. He bought all his new parts and accessories from Life Outdoors. Welcome back. Mike has a Snarler just like this, so we took the skid plates from his and we used that as a template, brought them into T-Mac Autoglass in Antigonish, and they cut them for us and we put them on. But Mike was great. He supplied all the bolts and washers and wires and tools and all the electrical stuff, and yeah, he was great. And his know-how, he helped me a lot, so.
I'm just being a good friend.
Yeah, that's it. You grab the key.
Ow, let me go.
Yeah, Mike told me you guys are YouTube.
You guys are okay being on camera? Did you get that on camera?
I don't know.
Please tell me you got that.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
And we're off. We're leaving Mike's beautiful home here and heading down his driveway. We're gonna hit the trails as soon as we can. Man, oh man, what a gorgeous property he's got here. He just built this home. Wow, what an incredible spot that he's building for himself. As you can tell, as we come to the end of his driveway here, he has an absolutely stunning view of the lake. What a beautiful spot. This is one of Mike's neighbors who joined us on the ride today. His name is Trace Myatt. And I unfortunately forget the year, but he's driving a Can-Am Defender. You're in for a treat today, as you're going to see lots of gorgeous scenery and beautiful trails. So beautiful with the light dusting of snow that we got recently on the trees and on the trails. You're going to see lots of different terrain today, but right now we're riding on this beautiful old rail bed. I'd be interested to know if they're just cleaning up from Fiona still. Fiona's hurricane that we had a couple of years ago, but there's still lots of devastation in the woods from that hurricane. I'd be interested to know if they're just cleaning up from that, or if someone's just logging, or if they're trying to tidy up some of these trails. We're really fortunate here with the clubs that we have. They keep the trails up to date and in great shape. This woman is the love of my life, and she's also magic behind the camera. She is the woman who gets us all the great shots on some of these videos. Anytime she's with me, she's always behind the camera. She's absolutely incredible, both at what she does and at just being an incredible human being. I love her very much, and her name is Stacey Dix. Somebody's doing a ton of logging. Wow. I don't know how she does it, but Stacey somehow manages to hang on to her seat and the camera at the same time, and sometimes I'm not always easy on the throttle. One of the incredible things with this ride is that you're going to see Can-Am Defender, the Segway Snarler, and the Segway Villain all on different terrains, so you're in for a great video. I do have to apologize because this video and as well as a few others that I'm working on and trying to get posted soon, you can hear us talking on the intercom, but you can really only hear one side of the conversation, and that's my side, obviously. Wow, that's a big rock. Sometimes you'll be able to hear Stacey as well because she's holding the camera. So I do apologize for that. I do have a microphone. I'm actually going to try to use it the next time we go out and see if we can capture some of the conversations and also all the while get some better audio. So hopefully that will improve the videos for you going forward. So I don't know if you watched one of my other videos, but we had our trunk box thing come open on one of the ones with Ben and Lindsay, and we lost a bunch of items. Thank goodness Ben came back out with me and we found most of them, but ever since I always try to lock the back door to that box seat thing, and Michael just reminded me to make sure it was locked, and thank goodness because it was not, but we got it locked up, so we're good now. We're about to pull off here and have a little bit of a break, but it gives you a good chance to get to know some of us a little better, and at the same time you get to see some gorgeous scenery and nice machines.
Who's got a pee?
Whoever.
He's rolling.
Now that would be okay. I flew in helicopter quite a few years. No? I did it for 15 years. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
About
They're
a
different
helicopter
than
is always that scary moment where you don't know if he's got control over it or not. It's just gonna.
This is one of Mike's good buddies. He's riding with Mike today. His name is Kyle Nickerson. Try to do in my videos is get you an assortment of action, story, different characters, but also really nice scenery and some cool shots. So let me know in the comments if you have a favorite shot or things that you, basically anything. If there's things that you like or dislike. I'm still fairly new to this, so Stacy does an amazing job at trying to get us some wicked shots throughout the video. But if there's something in particular that you like or dislike, whether it's camera shots or music or no music or audio, me talking, people in the video, different machines, geography, the trails, anything, equipment on the bikes, all that kind of stuff, feel free to mention in the comments either what you like or what you dislike so that we know going forward. Thank you. Probably tell already, this is actually a pretty technical hill and it's quite steep as well, but what an incredible trail. You can probably see the rock lights on the machine there, the red underglow for added horsepower. There's another big boulder. This is my first ride in the winter, and it's absolutely stunning. The scenery's incredible. It's breathtaking, and what a nice joy to be able to ride and see just enough snow to make it really pretty, but also not enough that we are still able to use the trails. Again, here's another great example of the devastation that Fiona left behind. I really don't know how Stacy manages to sit in the seat, hang on to the camera, get great shots, and she's only got feet stirrups to kind of stabilize herself in. She does an absolute incredible job. And I'm hoping to build her some fender guards so that I can put some foot pegs on her so it'll make things a little bit easier for her. Sometimes I forget she's on the back. Time to get some gas. This is actually in Sherbrooke, Nova Scotia, where you're actually allowed to drive on the roads. Nova Scotia needs to get their act together and make the smart decision for tourism and for the economy and just for general resident happiness and allow off-road vehicles on the road. It's silly to me that they don't. That's at least my opinion on the matter anyway. There's no real logical explanation as to, why they're one of the few remaining places that don't allow it. But this gas station obviously is reaping some of the benefits as we stop and get some fuel and for our machines as well as our bodies.
Beadlocks if they don't have air, they'll fall off.
Do you want anything inside? Okay.
Right here, you might be able to tell, you might not be able to hear it, but you can probably tell that we're giving Kyle a little bit of a hard time. He's under the influence, which is also why he's not driving. Liscomb Lodge area, Liscomb Falls. It's right on the Liscomb River. I know that for the most part, most machines are pretty similar, and that most times it's the driver that really makes the difference. But man, oh man, look at that villain go. This is one of the great things about having the intercom set up is that, Mike's able to let me know in advance if there's an obstacle around the corner, so it's a lot safer. And for anybody that's interested, we're running the Gearlek GX10. No, we're not affiliated in any way, shape, or form, but they're pretty decent. Yeah, they're pretty good, and I'm a rookie to all this off-roading stuff, but I've heard a few people say that they're way better than the more expensive Siennas and that kind of thing. So I'm just looking on Amazon right now, and the Gearlek GX10s, it's a 2-pack. You can get it for about $200 Canadian, and if you're looking for a singular, you can do 110 Canadian, and they will link up, I think, up to 10 riders, and they also will link up with other headsets, other intercoms. But they're especially great when I go out with people like Mike and Trace, who are experienced riders, unlike myself, and they give me all sorts of tips and tricks, and things like, when to shift into high, when to shift into low, obstacles, different stuff like that, when to go into 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive, and all sorts of goodies. haven't hooked up my really good microphone yet for the ride. Once I do that, hopefully you'll be able to hear us in real time having conversations while we ride. I can talk to you while we ride, but also you'll be able to hear the intercom conversations, hopefully. And also, hopefully you'll have some better quality audio for the machine sounds and stuff. Yes, this is a toilet seat that you're about to see pop up on your screen right about now. And this is the St. Mary's ATV Club. They have a little spot here for people on machines of all kinds to pop in and have a little bit of a rest. Just of note, I don't think I got it on camera, but I did talk to Trace about whether or not he likes his Can-Am Defender, and he said he absolutely loves it. This will be the talented, beautiful, and amazing camera woman, Daisy Dix. Ooh, it's making a little fire.
Make a little fire in here.
Nice.
Might as well. We're the first ones here. Maybe somebody else will be here later.
Yeah.
There's a little fire going. Don't let Trace see this. It's probably not up to code. Not wet certified, I'm sure.
Nice light snow that we were getting made it a little hard to see, but it was so incredible, so beautiful. It was definitely worth it. ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Snow is obviously visibility is not the greatest, and you have to keep waving your visor. If anybody has any tips or tricks on that, feel free to let me know in the comments. So these Gearlek GX10 intercoms are actually phenomenal, but I did notice this ride that I had a few issues. One was that it was hard to hear other people. The other one was that they were coming through kind of like Transformers type thing, and then it very loudly had a lot of static at one point as well. But it might have been because the wire was not seated properly, because once I shut it off, turned it back on, and made sure all the wires were connected properly, we had no more issues. Yep, that was Stacy and I clashing our heads together. So glad that Mike helped me put new custom skid plates on this, because I'm notoriously good or bad, depending on how you look at it, at hitting the bottom of the four-wheeler on just about anything and everything. such a good reminder, guys. If you pack it in, pack it out. Please don't litter. If you're, able to go out and enjoy the beautiful scenery, have a nice ride, please, please, please don't litter. It's not hard. Just take what you brought in back with you and then dispose of it properly. Yes, I had to wave to each and every one of them. I knew you were thinking it. Yep, that's me testing out the skid plates again. Oh good, the skid plates still work. I told you I was a good skid plate tester. So once again, I don't know how Stacy does it. She manages to get some good shots while hanging on. And we just have foot stirrups on for her, so they're pretty loose. And they don't really fit her legs appropriately, so we're gonna make some foot pegs for her in the near future.
So
And again, for this video, I'm trying something a little different. I'm leaving longer shots in. Normally I would splice it up a little further and make it a little bit more choppier. This one I'm just trying to leave the full length shots as much as I can. So if you like that sort of thing, let me know, and if you prefer the choppier shots, let me know that as well. Tried switching up the order just to give you some different views. Right here you can see an amazing view of the front of the Segway Villain, and man, that thing's so good looking. We finally made it to the Liscomb River Falls.
Nice park job. It's cute.
We're watching the show.
You got one light that's going,
Hello. Hello, Moto.
Big step out for Kyle.
One big step for Kyle. One smart nose. Walkway to Main Lodge.
see your brake light, drive with the running lights on. You know what I mean?
You want me to put the running lights on?
Just your running lights on when you're driving, because it's kind of in darkened places where I can't even see you guys.
Yeah.
I can't
Really?
even see you.
I think I know why you couldn't see us during the daytime, Trace.
Terry, will you grab me the Gatorade?
I can grab you a Gatorade.
Mike made me thirsty. There's a what? Oh shit, how do I get up there?
Well, you can actually get on there.
Ugh.
Apparently you have to go up to 5.
Oh.
Part of the appeal.
Hello. I'm here with Terry from How to Build a Dream here on the Liscomb River.
Did you get the shot of the...
I'm going to. I'm afraid to fall a little bit.
So the Liscomb Lodge, although I've never been there myself, apparently is very close to these falls. What a gorgeous thing to do on a day to break up the winter blues. Smashing rocks and stuff off my new custom-made skid plates. Tell on the screen or not, but this hill is actually very steep. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the squeaking that's coming from the Villain is actually not the Villain itself. It's just Mike was trying different brake pads and stuff so that he can recommend or not recommend different types of brake pads to different people, and he ordered these cheap Alibaba or AliExpress brake pads, and they work great, but they do cause a little bit of noise. You have to have some fun. Whoopsie daisy, I'm still on low, so I better put it in high for this. Hi Trace. does now, yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of like went like this.
And chugged a bit.
Yeah.
And started moving just fine. Yeah. So there's no current code because it would come up here.
Okay.
So that light will probably go out after a few minutes.
Okay.
If it doesn't go out, then if it's still working fine,
Yeah. We'll
keep
check
her
it.
going. Yeah.
So what happened here was my check engine light came on, the snarler chugged a little bit, and the speedometer went to 0. So I let Mike know over the intercom. He was nice enough to stop and pull over and come check it out with me and show me where the code would show up if it did. Along route to our next stop, it did show up. It was P0501. And then at our next stop, he was kind enough to check the service manual and found out that it was just the speed sensor that we showed you at the beginning of the video. It needs to be replaced. It's on order, it's under warranty, and we'll replace it as soon as we get it from Life Outdoors in Ontario.
The graceful Terry dismounts. I could use a snack.
No more the hell not. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, it's all good. I'm just gonna lurk around here. Those are good bags for putting apples in.
Yeah.
Tape. There might be something going on with this. They're taped close.
Do you want a knife?
Will you knife those open for me?
Anybody want tomato? I don't eat the tomato.
I'm sure the nature will take it off your hands. I got on camera, you littering.
Get off the
awesome day we had. It was so nice to have so many different types of terrain and weather. Even the road conditions were completely different minute by minute. It was so awesome. 3 totally different machines, and 6 great people. We had an absolute blast, and it's so nice to see the snow on the trees. Just gorgeous. Speaking of all different types of terrain, we're going to come into some pretty gnarly stuff here pretty soon. I'm just going to let you enjoy it. Two quick things if you're new to this kind of riding like I am. One is if you're in the lead like Mike, a lot of times you're going over the ice and sometimes your machine can break it and you can sink down, which is what exactly happened off camera there. That's what we were referring to. The other thing is that these big chunks of ice can get up inside your machine areas and cause damage potentially. So it's a good idea after every time you go through a spot like this to check your machine over for big chunks of ice and pull them out if you can. Welcome to the Washout Challenge.
Terry, don't move. Oh, God. Yeah, there's a stump right there.
On the left side of that stump, and then turn this, like, do a little squiggly, yeah. Good
I love
training
you.
for you. Yep. Yeah. Keep your wheels coming. Yep, there you go. You might have to get a little bit of a bump. There you go. Low and just go.
%, I wouldn't have been on the back for that. Nope. Shit myself.
Train shouldn't have any
here you're getting a great glimpse of the back of that Can-Am Commander. busting those skid plates.
Home before dark.
Get your lights on.
Thank you.